We back at it. We are going to watch a little bit more of that same video that I didn't finish. Pretty sure it should just be.
Example of Celestia, where it launched with less than 10% of the token supply in circulation, and after this initial run-up, it had a very long drawdown, and finally prices starting to bottom out as more and more of the token supply is finally coming out. Another good example is Tong Coin. Remember how everyone all of a sudden were really bullish on Tong Coin? This is because Tong had its market cap go up from $1 billion to $25 billion, doing a 25x, and this made it go from top 70 coins all the way to top 10. However, from this 1.5 year period, the price growth of Tong was only from $1.20 to $7 to $8. So that was only a 7x gain in price, whereas it was a 25x gain in market cap. So people didn't make generational wealth on Tong Coin, but yet the coin itself went up a lot in rankings. This is because a lot more tokens got released to the market and investors were actually able to take profit. You can also compare tokenomics side by side for similar projects. For example, here we have Sui versus Aptos. We all know Sui is the hottest new layer 1 coin right now, and its supply circulation is okay at 27% of total tokens circulating. However, when we look at its closest competitor, Aptos, we actually see that Aptos have a much superior tokenomics because 46% of the token supply of Aptos is already circulating. So there are a lot less sell pressure coming for Aptos. And that's why even though Aptos and Sui are both around the number 25 in top coin rankings and they have a similar circulating market cap, their fully diluted valuation is actually 2x away. So you can think of it like Aptos has twice as much growth potential in its fully diluted market cap versus Sui. This is how a VC investor would see the project, and this is the real metric that matters. To follow the tokenomics of a project, you need to follow the circulating supply versus total supply on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and also find out how to use a tool like Token Unlocks, which is now called Tokenomist. There are thousands of cryptos to trade, and you don't know how to choose which ones. So you need to learn how to research the legit projects and how to pick winners. That leads me to my 11th important lesson, which is major exchange listings are still the best indicator for strong fundamentals of a project. If a token is listed on Binance, Coinbase, Upbit, or OKX, typically they are of the highest caliber and are not scams. Bybit is the next option up, but they do have some sketchy coins on there. Now, when I say use exchange listings, I don't mean for you to go on the exchanges and look for which altcoins have just newly listed on that exchange and you buy it right away. This is the wrong way to do it. When an altcoin first launches on the biggest exchanges, even for things like Binance, they usually launch at a very high valuation. You can observe most of the projects on Binance launch pool. Most of these altcoins don't go up in price right after launch. They go through a downtrending period before eventually finding a floor. Instead of hunting new listings, what I like to do is I go on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, I use some other search mechanism and I find the altcoins. Then I go to their markets tab and figure out which exchanges have them listed. If it's an altcoin that's not that often talked about and it looks really bottomed, but it's already listed on Binance, Coinbase, Upbit, Bybit, etc., chances are these are quality altcoins and they just haven't started a major marketing push. That is usually a sign that these projects have gone through tight due diligence and likely are not scams. Very good example recently that I have just picked up is Orion Protocol. This is a project that had a lot of traction in 2020 to 2021 being a DeFi project, but now they're rebranding their token to a new name called Lumia, and instead of doing purely DeFi, they're doing centralized exchange and decentralized DeFi altogether, targeting RWAs. And as you can see, this coin is pretty much bottomed out over the past 2 years, and the fact that it's already listed on Binance and Coinbase is a very strong sign that this coin will come around again in this next cycle. The next important lesson, and the 12th lesson I want to teach you guys, is you want to bet on the market leaders instead of the copycats. Take a look at the RWA category on CoinMarketCap. You see the top coins performance here. Let's expand this, and here are the top RWA altcoins. And you see here, only a couple of them really stand out in terms of performance over 30 days. Over 1 year, it's even more apparent. And the biggest winners here, number one is Mantra, and number two is Ondo. In most altcoin categories, there are only 1, 2, maybe 3 top runners that will outperform everything else, and all the liquidity goes into those top coins. This effect is even more apparent in older narratives like gaming that have existed for multiple cycles. Here are the top coins performance in gaming, and let's take out Notcoin because that's not a gaming coin, and Floki is also not a gaming coin, eGold is not a gaming coin, and you look at the rest, top 7 in market caps, and you see most of the gaming coins are not up. They are actually sitting flat on the floor over the past year. And the strongest performer by far is Superverse, up over 1600% over the past year. Then you go down the list, you have IMX at 184% and Gala at 57%. So you don't need to diversify in 10 other different gaming coins. That actually hurts your gains. You want to continue to bet on the market leaders, 1 to 3 of them in each category. In the layer 1 category, this is even more obvious. If you just bought Solana, you would have outperformed every single layer 1 out there except for Sui, maybe Aptos. That's about it. All other altcoins have not run faster than Solana. This same effect also applies to meme coins. Each ecosystem may only have 2 to 3 major meme coins maximum. When you look at the top meme coin rankings, you have Shiba Inu, PayPay, and Mog being on the Ethereum chain. You have Dogwhip Hat, Bonk, and PopCap being on Solana. You have Floki, which is on BSC. You have Brett on Base. That's about it. All of these other ones that's trying to come up, they will have hard competition going up. That's why in crypto, bet on market leaders instead of copycats. You have to understand why we talk about so many buzzwords: real world assets, gaming, AI, layer 1s. Why do people use these buzzwords all the time? This is because crypto investing is all about investing in the right categories, not in specific projects. Let's take a trip down memory lane to summer 2020. From summer 2020 to the beginning of 2021, the hottest category of altcoins, in fact, all altcoins that were going up the most, were DeFi altcoins. And as you can see, MakerDAO, one of the top 3 DeFi projects out there, gone up exponentially over that period. If you have been around at that time, you would know that if you launched a DeFi altcoin, or if you just went on the DeFi category and picked any altcoin, you would have had 3 to 5x gains over that few months period. Then fast forward to summer 2021, this was when Axie Infinity was going exponential from $5 all the way up to $150. This was the gaming and GameFi and metaverse hype wave. And if you just threw a dart on the gaming category, all of your altcoins have gone up 10x plus. Right after that, by the end of 2021, we also had the layer 1 wave, namely Solana, AVAX, Luna, Phantom, bunch of other layer 1 networks were all going up a lot in price. And if you went on the layer 1 category during this time and picked just any altcoin, you would have had 5x plus gains in a matter of 3 months. And last but not least, in Q4 2023, when ChatGPT really became popular, AI projects like BitTensor started to go parabolic from $70 to $700. And again, if you had just gone to the AI altcoins and you picked any one, it had gone up more than 5x, often 10x, within a matter of 4 months. The lesson here is that it's much less important to pick specific AI altcoins that can outperform the rest, or specifically the best gaming coin. It's much more important to know which altcoin categories are strong and have a narrative going for them and will likely run during which time. And usually these are bull market times. Beginners will buy coins from very old narratives because they think they will make a comeback, or they might buy very obscure narratives. And I have fallen trapped to this before, like heavily investing in layer 2s or in SocialFi or in BTCFi ecosystem. But if those have not shown strength in a previous uptrend, chances are they are not going to outperform the other categories. There's a very handy tool you can use on TradingView under their main products. You go to the screener and you go to crypto coins screener. And on here, you can filter by the altcoins with the strongest performance over a 6 months, 12 months, or multiple year period. And then you just need to glance over the categories and you'll see there are only 5 main categories that most of these strong altcoins belong in. These 5 categories are gaming, AI, meme coins, layer 1, and RWAs. And these are the 5 categories that I will be heavily focusing on for this cycle. I have made multiple videos about my stance on this that you can go ahead and check out on the channel, with the best altcoin sectors that I'm investing for 2025, as well as the most popular narratives for the 2024 cycle. This next advice really applies to traders, and especially swing traders. Information advantage is key to crypto. This is the number 14th advice I want to give you guys. You need to learn to look in places where it's not obvious. If you're curious about when the project drops its next release, you gotta search in its Discord. Someone might have asked. If you want to buy the token in a pre-sale but it's not available on their Twitter, go into their docs. Chances are there's a private whitelist that you can sign up for. Here's a swing trade example that we have taken using this exact approach. Last month, I was building a long position on WorldCoin, not only because of TA, but also because a couple different catalysts. Number one, there was the AI hype wave. We saw BitTensor Tau was already running in price. And number two, OpenAI was about to announce a massive $6.5 billion fundraise, which they have announced a couple weeks ago. And number three, WorldCoin was likely going to have some form of announcement in October. This information was not immediately obvious everywhere. However, if you just look a little bit on a tool like CoinMarketCap or CoinMarketCal, you'll see WorldCoin had their World Chain announcement that's planned for October, and this has been planned for multiple months already. And 2 weeks ago, WorldCoin started to make this announcement very public, and they even added that Sam Altman will be speaking at this event and they'll release something big. So combined with all of this, we were able to take a swing trade setup on WorldCoin with average entries in the $1.7, $1.8, $1.9 range. We kept averaging down as price went down. And now, obviously, this news is propagating to the retail audience, and WorldCoin is above $2.40. The lesson here is that beginners usually wait for the price spikes and when the news actually breaks in order to enter positions. But one of the most underrated ways in crypto to invest and to trade is to find these events early. You don't need to look that much further. If you think there's AI hype wave and WorldCoin has a release potentially in October, you just go into their Discord or their Telegram. Chances are people have asked those same questions and their team have answered. This is only possible in crypto because there is not that strict regulation about what you can and cannot tease to the public. One of my most underrated videos is this one on how to do research using this top 6 crypto tools, and make sure to watch this video. I'll likely make a follow-up video to this on how to find catalyst events that you can trade around using swing trading. Now, when you are deciding which altcoins to pick up and to trade, you have to know one important rule of thumb, and that is the 15th important lesson: new projects typically outshines the old projects. Again, let's take a trip down memory lane and look at the historical data snapshot of CoinMarketCap. Here we have the top altcoin rankings of CoinMarketCap on February 4th, 2018. This is the peak of the bull market 2 cycles ago. Anyone remember some of these altcoins? NEO, this was dubbed the Ethereum killer, which is today out of the top 100, even top 200 coin market caps. We have Stellar, EOS, NEM, IOTA. These were all dubbed the Ethereum killer, and none of them have killed Ethereum. In fact, all of them are out of the top 30 crypto rankings now. Fast forward to February 2021, we have again the peak of another bull run. And here are the top coin rankings then. Remember Polkadot? Everyone was calling Polkadot the Ethereum killer. Everyone was super hyped up about Cardano. Chainlink was still a top 10 coin because DeFi was apparently going to change the world. Then finally, we have February 2024. And now you see we have the new Ethereum killers, the new L1s, Solana. Cardano is still kind of up here. AVAX gained a lot of market share. Now, I'm not saying Solana is the next Cardano or the next NEO or the next whatever, Polkadot. I'm just saying, even within the same category of layer 1 blockchains that aim to tackle Ethereum, this is not a new narrative. This is a category of altcoin projects that have existed for over 7 years now. And the stats shows us that usually in the same category, the newer layer 1 projects will perform better than the older layer 1 projects. That's why you see Polkadot taking the place of Neo and then Solana now taking the place of Polkadot. The reason behind this is that new projects usually have stronger technology that they have adopted over the years, and because blockchain projects are inherently very difficult to iterate upon if you start at a very base level. If you want to evolve your Neo or your Polkadot into the stage that Solana is at, you have to completely rewrite the blockchain. And most of the time, that's not possible. There's also the side of token supply and what the founders have already achieved. New projects still have token supply to be unlocking, which means the project founders haven't released all their tokens yet, and they haven't received all their payout, and they will likely want to keep building a solid project and keep increasing the token price with whatever releases, marketing that they can do in order to earn more. This gives them vested interest in the company. Versus if you're running a very old coin and you don't have any coin anymore because all the supply is circulating, you can't do much. Even if you keep pushing that project forward, you don't make more money. And that's why a lot of these project founders give up. So remember, new projects typically outshines old projects. You want to bet on the new ones instead of the super old legacy ones. Number 16 important lesson. Crypto tokens go up in price from user attention, not based on project revenue or technology fundamentals. Let's look at 3 altcoins in comparison, and I think these really represent 3 distinct categories. First one we have is EigenLayer. This is one of the most innovative projects in terms of technology. It's able to take Ethereum staking and apply that to restaking, and allows anyone to launch layer 2s or different infrastructure projects by piggybacking off of Ethereum's security and that staking power. Now that sounds very cool because I can summarize it, but I doubt that there are more than 10 people really in my YouTube comments that really understand what EigenLayer does and know how to use it. I don't claim I can do that either. This is a classic case of the project fundamentals being too complicated, while most people cannot understand it and they cannot really put a narrative buzzword on top of it like gaming, AI, meme coins, or RWAs. Conversely, here is the exact opposite side of the spectrum with the Pepe coin. There is nothing technologically advanced about this. It's just a picture of a Pepe, and it has very fair token supply with all of the supply circulating. Yes, it's trading at $4.3 billion in market cap, but there are no teams that will dump on your head because nobody controls any more of the token supply. So why do people buy this coin? Well, some people will say, why would I buy this? There's no utility. Other people will say, the Pepe meme is kind of funny. I can recognize what this is. And I can tell other people that this is funny. And the fact that I know so many people around the world in English-speaking countries know about this Pepe character, this frog, chances are they will look up the Pepe name on Google, whatever, they find this coin, they might just buy some. It's silly, I know, but hear me out. We'll get into meme coins in a bit. Can you argue that this Pepe coin is necessarily way worse and has no utility versus EigenLayer? You can't, because Pepe trades at $4 billion in valuation, and no matter how much EigenLayer brings in utility, if it doesn't fit into a strong narrative, and especially if the token supply is heavily controlled by investors, it's not going to perform well. Okay, last but not least, the third altcoin example I want to show you is Robit. This is a coin that I have mentioned multiple times on the channel, but I have given up on it in the first half of this year. TLDR, Robit is a crypto casino. It's one of the most profitable crypto casinos, and the RLB coin is their platform coin. Now, one of my core thesis was that majority of the Robit casino revenue was going to be fed into this coin, but when everything pumped, their token was trading sideways and down. There is no reason for this to be happening. In a traditional financial sense, if you're investing in securities, you have full rights to the shares, you have legal rights, you have shareholder meetings, you have transparency reports, you have earnings, and you can calculate accurately earnings versus share ratio. You can calculate book versus share ratio. But in crypto, those numbers can be totally fake. And most of the time, coins don't even distribute any revenue at all to their token holders. This is reasonable because most cryptos want to avoid being labeled as a security, and if you have clear dividend structure, you fall into that category and you have a lot of risk. So then the Robit project really tells us that the revenue focus and how you typically value a securities or a stock-based business does not apply to crypto. Most of the time, you cannot look at revenue projection and think about how those numbers will translate to PE ratio and thus the coin price going up. That is much less important than the narrative of the coin and the tokenomics or the supply issuance of the coin. So moral of this lesson, do not overanalyze on project fundamentals. The only fundamental research that is worthy to do is when you're doing due diligence on the project. Is the team legitimate and are the tokenomics sound so the project will not scam? Once the project passes the safety check, when they're listed on good exchanges and they have good tokenomics, that's all that matters. You don't want to overthink about the technology or the revenue projections. You want to focus on betting on the categories that matter and betting on the category winners by finding out which coins have the strongest performance. Okay, like promised, we're going to talk about meme coins, and my number 17th important lesson is that meme coins definitely have a place in the market. Remember, in crypto, a larger community equals to more price growth. This means more people that see the coin and understand what that coin is, and especially if they believe that narrative is interesting, they are likely to buy the coin. Meme coins by design are the easiest to spread to a wide community. At first, you probably think it's a meme coin, it's a joke, it's a picture of a dog, a Pepe, a mug with glasses. Why would I actually buy it? In my opinion, there are two camps of meme coins. The first category is just typically memes or cultural icons, things that you recognize. This brings us back to the Pepe example. When you see the Pepe, you know that this is an interesting meme. A lot of people will search for this and a lot of people will recognize it. Just like a lot of people have recognized Dogecoin and they continue to hold Dogecoin. That's the first category of meme coins overall that I like to think makes sense. You have things like MOG, which is a very common saying in the new generation. MOG is like a slang word for flex in a very US Gen Z type of way. Wojak is another example, one of the most OG memes on the internet, widely used for multiple generations. You have many of these sayings like lock in, time to lock in. This is a very common saying people have on TikTok. You have aura, you have this aura around you, or plus aura, or I have the aura. These are all popular sayings in pop culture that people recognize, and thus they become meme coins and they trade at certainly high value. The second camp of meme coins, I believe, falls into prediction markets or betting on things that you can very easily spin up as a cultural icon. For example, political memes. As we go into the election, if Donald Trump gets more and more popular, chances are the Trump-related meme coins like MAGA are going to go up because people believe Trump will win, or whether they believe so or not, or if they like Trump, they might buy his coin because they also believe more and more people will fall into this same belief. You have meme coins for Joe Biden. As you can see, this coin peaked in April and has only been going down since, as Joe Biden has dropped out of the candidacy and has been slowly deteriorating into an old man. You also have Kama, or Kamala Harris's meme coin on Solana, and this one really started to pick back up when she was pushed ahead as the new candidate, and this made a peak in all-time high in July. These things are pretty much like prediction markets where anyone can get into. Of course, it's not completely obvious and completely fair like a real prediction market on Polymarket, but nonetheless, if you believe something is going to be interesting, you can make a meme coin about it, and if other people also think it's interesting, and especially if that circumstance becomes true, or if
the hell gets pumped and dumped. Alright, boys, that will conclude the video today.